I'm fired up. I'm glad that you guys made it today. Type in the chat where you're calling in from for me. Can you guys hear me? I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Can you all hear me today? I'm going to put some ones in the chat if you can hear me. Put some ones in the chat if you can hear me, family. Let me know if you guys can hear me out there. Put some ones in the chat if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Awesome, 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 awesome. Absolutely. Where you guys calling in from, family? I want to know where you guys are at. I'm super excited for today's call. It's so necessary at times that we gotta jump on the leadership summit because what's been happening out here is I think that we need more than just motivation. I think we need more than just seeing things that just pop up on our news feed, right? These days, we don't only have one television to look at. The minute we pick up these things, right? We literally have 16 screens when you go on some of the social media platforms. So you got so much information, so many things coming at you, right? And sometimes it's information overload. Can you guys attest to that? Can you guys attest? If you can, go ahead and put some sevens in the chat. If you can attest to that, put some sevens in the chat. Guys, it's all about getting your mind right, right? It's all about getting your mind right, all about getting yourself together, all about being in a line of focus to what we do out here. And it's very important for us to stay in alignment. So you guys know I'm always about health. If we're going to talk about getting ahead, if we're going to talk about being able to take things to another level, it starts with first your health, right? It starts with you understanding it's a mind, body, and a soul thing. So we got to get everything right when we're about to take it to another level, right? We got to get everything right when we're about to take it to another level. Today's topic, ladies and gentlemen, is called the mind of a winner. The mind of a winner. And in my mind, this is why I run with my buddies, Magic Mind. They're so amazing. Listen, guys, y'all don't understand how amazing this is. Check this out. This is how we operate in my house, right? We go right ahead and we grab these herbs. We grab a lot of these, whether it's through herbal powder or pills or liquid, and we're making sure that we put them in our bodies because we're exposed to so many different things. We're eating so many different things, and we got to be sure to make sure that we're feeding it the plant base, feeding it electric food, so that we can stay alkaline. So Magic Mind is my buddies who literally always take care of me and my family. So y'all need to check them out at magicmind.com, right? Magicmind.com. You really want to check them out. Go on the web, go on Instagram and pull up Magic Mind, MIND, and you definitely can get linked with some of their products because they really take care of us. So I just like to spread the word and show the love. But like I said, that's what keep my mind sharp, making sure I take these herbs and take care of ourselves, right? So today's call, like I said, it's the mind of a winner. The mind of a winner. Now, when you think about that, ladies and gentlemen, when you hear me talk about the mind of a winner, what comes to mind to you? What comes to mind? Know where you guys are today. I want to know where some folks are today. What comes to mind when you hear the mind of a winner? I want to know where some of you guys are. What comes to mind when you hear that, right? I want to know where are you guys today when we start talking about the mind of a winner? What comes to mind, right? I see somebody said playmaker, right? What comes to mind when you hear a mind of a winner? You think that because it's very important for us to be on the same page. What comes to mind when you hear that? That's right. Come on, people. I want to make sure you guys are with me. I want to make sure that you guys are with me. You know, see, guys, if there's anything that significantly influenced the level of success for anyone, it is first their subconscious mind. I want you to think about, right? Your subconscious mind and your behavior towards success and wealth. Now, I don't want you to think about we're talking about money today, but I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. I want to make sure that we are all in the same place, right? Can you guys hear me clearly? Am I coming in clearly? I want to make sure that I'm coming in clearly, ladies and gentlemen. Am I coming in well? Can you guys hear me clearly? If you can, go ahead and put, okay, awesome, 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 awesome. Now, I said to you guys that if there's anything that significantly influenced the level of success to anyone, is the subconscious mind. the mindset, your behavior, right, towards success and wealth. And a lot of times for many of us, it's usually a battle between the will and the wit. The battle between the will and the wit to see themselves at their destination. The will and the wit to see themselves at their destination. Who's going to get there first? The will and the wit, right? But there's a way to overcome that self-doubt. Because see, what happens is that we have that battle between the will and the wit. One is trying to say, look, we're going to get to where we need to get to, and the success is inevitable. The success will be evident, whatever I'm trying to accomplish. And then you got the other one that's saying, oh, yeah, we're going to get to this level, but you're going to get to this level in failure. This is that self-doubt. This is what I'm talking about. I said, but there's a way to overcome the self-doubt and be in total alignment with your desire for yourself. I want you guys to understand that. There's a way to overcome that self-doubt. So I want you guys to answer the question to yourself, what have I been allowing to sabotage my destination? What have I been allowing to sabotage my destination? It's something you probably should write down, something you should be thinking about. What have I been allowing to sabotage my destination? It's extremely important for you to get that, okay? It's extremely important for you to get that. It's very important because we need to be on the same page, ladies and gentlemen. We need to be on the same page because it's very important. If we're not on the same page, then we're here losing, and we're not here to lose. We're here to win. We're here to succeed. We're here to take it to another level. So we have to make sure that we understand that, right? We have to make sure that we're on the same page with everything that we do because we need to know. Now, a lot of times people say the manifestation of everything physically stems, right? When you start thinking of manifestation, it physically stems from previous consciousness. Because remember, we got that side that wants us to fail. And then you have that wit that you want to win. But the manifestation of everything physically stems from previous consciousness and set beliefs of the wants and the desire of that individual. So I want you to think about it. What is some of the set beliefs that you might already have? What are some of the wants and the desire that you might already have? I want you to think about this because some of the wants and desire that you might already have might not be wants that is required to get you ahead. Might be wants that will stagnate you. Might be desires that was manifesting from your past, from the concept that was handed down to you that has been slowing you up. If you're with me, go ahead and type, I'm with you. If you're with me, go ahead and type, I'm with you. See, today I'm just jumping into this. This is very serious because it was on my mind so heavy because I've been walking a certain road. I've been going down a certain path. And I realized, I said, this is not just common for me. This is common for everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to be clear with you guys. This is common for everyone. See, sometimes you get caught believing that your situation is so atrocious. Your situation is so, oh my gosh, no one is going through what I'm going through. But you're forgetting that as long as you came into this physical plane, then there will be experiences that you must go through to get you to wherever you desire to be. Now, I need you to hear that clearly because I said where you desire to be. Then ask yourself, what have I been desiring? What have I been desiring that may be effective to me in a wrong way? What have I been desiring? This is extremely important. It's extremely important for us to understand this, ladies and gentlemen. Extremely important for us to understand this because a lot of the times we miss it. We miss it big time. That's why I said the manifestation of everything physically stems from previous consciousness and set beliefs of the wants and desires of an individual. That's very important to understand. That's very important for us to understand. Thus, before you start to see results you desire, you need to reprogram. That's where I'm going. You need to reprogram your mind to think about what you want. So, in other words, wherever you are now, there is a high probability that you require a reprogramming. Ooh, I'm hoping I'm hitting somebody right now. See, there is a high probability that you require a reprogramming because you might believe you are on the right path. Let me give you an example. You have decided that you will complete a certain level of degree in university, and you've started the journey towards completing that degree. But on the journey towards completing that degree, you're also saying, I don't even know why I started this because I have so much going on. I have kids, or I don't have kids, but these bills are pretty big. I really need to make time to get a second or third job so that I can pay these bills, so that I don't end up on the street looking like something is wrong with me when I know for sure I need to be paying these bills. So now, not only that it might be something that you said internally to yourself, but now you may have voiced it externally to someone you know or someone closest to you. Even though you're giving the information about where you want to go and the degree you seek to achieve, you then turn around and you speak of your current reality because, see, the degree is ahead of you. The degree is in your future now, and your bills are in your present now. Ooh, I'm hoping somebody's following. I'm hoping somebody's following me. The bills are in the present now. So you start concentrating on the present now. You speak it. You start to believe it. You start desiring it unbeknownst to you that you are desiring it. But you're saying, no, but I am focused on school. And then you said, but why do I keep getting bills? Why do I keep stumbling? Why do these things continue to happen in me? I keep crashing, but I'm doing the right thing. I want you to check yourself. You need a reprogramming. You believe you're doing the right thing, but you need a reprogramming. It is imperative that you go through a reprogramming. This is why we must constantly study. This is why we must constantly say, I need to seek more knowledge. And if you're going to get to any level that will require you to do a reprogramming, ladies and gentlemen, you got to go to self-help. You got to say, look, I'm just going to grab a book, grab an audio book. Let me grab a physical book, but I need a book that will help me to elevate myself. So in the area of frustration, then I can seek a book that will help me in that same area of frustration. How to get to a better level in life? Well, then you seek a book. And you said, okay, what books are there on how to get to a better level in life? I need to change my mindset. I need to have this belief that's unwavering. Then you seek a book that have that. So you might say, wow, I'm Googling books and wow, I came across a book called The Magic of Believing. Ooh, maybe I ought to check that book out. Then you might come across a book. The same topic today. There's more than one books on it. The Mind of a Winner. Wow, I might need to check out this book. Then you might say, I need to go further. See, for every situation, there's already a solution. I need you to understand this is extremely important. For every situation, there's a solution. So a lot of the times, while the first step to making an effective or significant change to having the rich mindset that you need, because a rich mindset, what I need you to get this. A rich mindset is not enough to force radical change. Ooh, I need somebody to get this. I changed my mindset. A rich mindset is not enough to force radical change, ladies and gentlemen, because that is what is needed when we want to become a winner. Now, some of you, you're hearing this, you said, well, winner, why it always got to be a winner? Absolutely, you got to be a winner. But what are we talking about? We're talking about a winner in the position you're in, a winner in a better you, a winner in a better attitude, a winner in a better outlook on life, a winner in a better level that you may want to excel to, a winner in a better friendship, a winner in a better girlfriend, wife, husband, companion, sister, auntie, brother, a winner. So when we hear winner, ladies and gentlemen, don't think, well, they always talk about just winning. Like you just got to win. You absolutely got to win. It is called life. Some of you may say the game of life. You absolutely got to win, but you're not winning in the sense of competing with another. You're winning in the sense of elevation of self. Come on, somebody. You're winning with elevation of self. So having a rich mindset is not enough to force radical change. That's what I'm saying. It is not enough to force radical change. It is not the introspect with action or of action. It's not the be all and the end all of what is needed to get to the level to where you need to be. There's more things that's needed. There's more steps that's needed. And this leads me to discuss three things that I talked about earlier this week as I was cruising out. Something came to mind and it says, Boston, look at what's been happening in your life. Look at what's been happening around you. Every state, every country, every city you have traveled to since the beginning of the year, what have you encountered? What have you seen? What are some of the dialogue and conversations you've had on different coasts, different sides of the world? And what I have learned in my journey thus far, these three things, ladies and gentlemen, is extremely important for us to follow. I need you guys to understand this. These three things is extremely important for us to follow. The first one, patience. You should write it down. Patience. I was talking about this earlier in the week, but it's such a vast topic. I just want to give you guys some things, right? Let's talk about that because you're talking about the mind of a winner. And a mind of a winner must practice these three things. Patience. See, if we think about what patience is, right? It's having the ability to stay calm in the force of disappointment. Sorry, in the face of disappointment. Having the ability to stay calm in the face of disappointment. Think about that for a second. Adversity and distress. So that means you got to have this ability to stay calm in the face, meaning in the presence of disappointment. Now ask yourself, how have I been? Self, how have I been in the presence of disappointment, adversity, and distress? How have I acted? How have I behaved? In the presence of disappointment, adversity, and distress. Ask yourself that question. I know you guys could type some answers in the chat, wherever you guys are calling in from, whether it be Facebook, whether it be YouTube. Type some answers in the chat. Clubhouse, wherever you guys are calling in from. Type some answers in the chat. I want to hear you. How have you been? Self, how have I been in the presence? How have I been in the presence of disappointment, adversity, and distress. This is extremely important. Come on, that's what I'm talking about. I need to see some of y'all. I need to see some of y'all. Come on, people. Let's be real. This is very important to see if it's called the treatment. And I'll teach on that, but it's very important. It's very important. How have you been? See, people hear this all the time. Patience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue. I've read somewhere it says, this pearl of wisdom has been a bone in the throat of even the most patient leaders. The patience is a virtue. This pearl of wisdom. And I was like, wow. They said this pearl of wisdom. That's what I held on to. This pearl of wisdom. That's the importance of patience. See, patience, when you hear it, right? I want you to think about this. Patience, it's easy. It's an easy thing to talk about. It's an easy thing to talk about. I want y'all to think about that. But it is extremely difficult to practice. See that? Easy to dialogue. We can talk it all day. That's why they say, that's why they say documentation beats conversation. You hear people say that when you do business, hey, documentation beats conversation because we can converse all day. But show me the documents, show me the facts, show it to me. That means it was already exercised. And I can go back and look at that exercise to see what was done. So when we talk about patience, ladies and gentlemen, it is easy to speak on it, but it's very hard to practice. See, when you go to the Webster Dictionary, Webster defines patience as the quality of being capable of bearing affliction calmly. That's what Webster says, right? It says the quality of being capable of bearing afflictions calmly. It says patience is the third attribute. Okay? It's the third, let me tell you something. When you're in the face of adversity, when you're in the face of disappointment, it is only then, when you're in the face of distress, it is only then you know who you are. It is only then you know whose you are. I'm hoping somebody's following me. See, most of us think of patience as a construct of time. But in a book that I read, the author was talking about when you address, he was addressing patient on a broader definition when he was talking about patience, saying enduring difficulty and hardship while awaiting the appropriate opportunity to act. That's what he was talking about. He said, we just look at it this way, but he was saying patience is something that when you're enduring difficulty and hardship while awaiting the appropriate time to act. Now, I need you to understand when I was reading that, see, a lot of us, when we say, I'm too patient, they've just been stepping all over me. So you're missing it. See, patient represents time. Patience represents time. But it also represents enduring the difficulty and hardship. Now you're saying, but I'm enduring the hardship. But here is the key factor in here. While awaiting the appropriate opportunity to act. So they will be acting, but they must be awaiting. I'm hoping somebody's following me. See, there will be acting, but there must be a waiting. So what am I saying? I said, if you're here on this physical plane, If you came to this planet because you're on this call, you're of this planet, then they will be, must be a process that you go through, whether you mentally right now are saying it's impossible or not. There is one. And because you are here, you have already gone through one or two or many. There must be a process. So now, how do we become a winner in any area of our lives? That's very important because we have to practice patience. Because you must lead yourself in every area of your life until you fall under leadership in an area that you wish to excel to, that you lack the current knowledge, but you fell as a great follower under great leadership. But because you are a good follower under great leadership doesn't mean you're not a leader, because a great leader must understand great followership as well. But patience, you got to have it. It's very important. So I said there's three things that we have to practice. See, when you demonstrate patience, ladies and gentlemen, what you do as an individual, whether you're a leader or just an individual in your life, you reinforce the importance of focusing on the long-term outcome. Because remember, we talked about your now trials and your future goal. Your now, that future goal, it's in your future now, but you have the now trials that you now focus on, that will be your desire. And then you wonder why you can't get to the future now. And you say, what do you mean the future now? See, because the thing that you seek in the future is already done. It's just waiting on you to catch up with it. Come on, somebody. It's waiting on you to catch up with it. The minute you desired it, it is already done. But because you are saying to yourself, I still got all these bills. I still got all this problem. I still got all this. What am I thinking? I can't achieve this master's degree. I can't achieve this BA. I can't achieve this PhD. This is too much work. I need to go and have 3 jobs. But what you're missing is so important, because the 3 jobs that you seek, if you can only understand the seeking of your future now and have patience so that you can endure the trials in the patience, then when you achieve that master's or that PhD, the 3 jobs that you would have needed making a minuscule dollar amount, now that master's degree would have been as if you had 10 jobs in one. Come on, somebody. I'm hoping you're following me. Come on, somebody. So in life, the trials, the things that's happening, the things that we see, we have to become winners in areas of our life that we once become a winner in that area, you will be able to then lift someone else out. You'll be able to then show someone else the way. You'll be able to then come up with the solution because you've already gone through the process. So you say, well, they're doing this. They just did this. Did you see the news? All of this happening. Stop. Take a look. Step back. Said, what can I really bring to this? What was my reaction in the face of adversity? I just saw them do something inhumane and I reacted out of control. And ask yourself, is that the desire I seek? Am I truly patient? Because you're going to have the next side talking to you. Don't be silly. You cannot allow them to continue that type of behavior. We must stand up. But see, you didn't pull back enough to view it from the long lens, to understand that the outcome must come what is desired, especially even much faster when many come together. But many cannot come together if they're in darkness and left in darkness. They must be in light. So guess what? How do they get to the light? Well, you, self, has to get to the light so that you can be able to show another one how to win. And when they become that winner in that space, now they're in the light. If you're with me, type 7s in the chat. If you're with me, type 7s in the chat. I don't want to lose you guys. I want to make sure you're with me. I don't want to lose you. I want to make sure you're with me. If you're with me, type sevens in the chat, because I want to make sure you guys are following me down this path. How important patience is. This is extremely important. See, there are some practical lessons that they have out there when you're talking about listening to patients, having patience, talking about it. How do you display certain things in your life, right? See, while patience is so essential to being a leader, why patience is so essential to being a winner in any area of your life, that is such an important attribute, right? It also demands the skills more often that's associated with management. So you got to know how to deal with that. You got to know how to manage, and you will learn this, right? You will learn this in your journey, because guess what? Patience will teach you. It will teach you how to manage. It'll teach you how to manage your time. It will teach you how to manage your decision making. It will teach you how to react. Oh, patience teach you so many things. They teach you about you in so many ways that you didn't know exist. Not only that it teaches you so much about you, it teaches you so much about others. It's very important. It is very important. This is why you must understand the situation that you're in. And you have to establish the facts. This is what a patient leader does. Understand the situation. How important is a problem? How urgent is the resolution? Now you should write that down. When you're in the situation, how important is the problem? How urgent is the resolution? Remember, I talked about you seeing something and you're appalled, but you got to look at it. How important is the problem? How urgent is it to come up with a resolution? Because you have to leverage your skills and your talents. You leverage that with others and gain the understanding of the situation you face. You got to leverage that talent. You got to leverage your skills. You got to look. This is why the patience is there. How I got to humble myself. And I'm around some people. I may know some people. Hey, listen, this is what we face. If you're in an organization, if you're in a workspace, whatever it may be, if you're in your home, if it's with self, you gotta look at it. How urgent is the resolution to this problem? It's very important. So when you have patience, patience help you to create your plan. You should write it down. Patience help you to create your plan. Patience requires us to know what we are going to do. It requires us to know what we're going to do. This is why patience is so important. It requires us to know what we are going to do. Because why? Planning is critical. Planning is critical. So in patience, you get to plan. Because imagine a whole lot is happening around you and you just so humble. See, some of us, we use the word so wrong, because some of us say, oh, he plotting. No, we're going to change that. No, she's planning, not plotting. She's planning. There's no need to plot, because I already exhibit patience. So now all I need to do is plan. And all I need to do is understand how important this problem is that I'm facing and how urgent is the solution I need to come up with. If you guys are with me, go ahead and type one in the chat. If you're with me, type one in the chat. I'm going to just jump through the two others because there's so much that we can talk about on patience. And I don't want to just leave you guys there, but it's so urgent to understand how effective patience is. How effective it is to have patience. The second one, ladies and gentlemen, is discipline. Second one is discipline. Write it down. The second one is discipline. The second one is discipline. The disciplined person is one who exhibits self-control, consistency, and perseverance in the face of challenges. I'll say that again. A disciplined person or a leader, wherever you are, in whatever you do, is an individual who exhibits self-control, consistency, and perseverance in the face of challenges. Now, see the difference between the two? You have the patience, now you have the discipline. So now you exhibit self-control because you were disciplined, but now you were patient here, but now because you're disciplined in your patience, you exhibit self-control. Because if you lack self-control, woo, if you lack self-control, I know some of y'all know what I'm talking about because we all been down the road. How many of us let it loose one time in our lives, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 10 times in our lives? We lost it. Now think about that outcome when you lost it. Was it a good outcome? Was it a good feeling? Because I know for me, it's never been a good feeling. It's never been a good feeling. Discipline, ladies and gentlemen, it's required to juggle responsibilities. Discipline. And these responsibilities can include a slew of things. It can be managing others, managing yourself, delegating work, engaging in problem solving, conflict resolution, working on your own task or helping someone else work on their task to achieve their goals. Think about it, or your goals, whatever that may be. It's very important. Completing priorities, because it can be difficult for some people or somebody in leadership to complete those things if they lack the discipline. So you have to understand how important it is. Self-discipline, what is the ability to resist impulses. That's what happened when you're sitting in patience. Impulses is going to pop up. How dare he talks to me this way? How dare she talks to me? I cannot believe they're doing. The impulses come. I should just whack her. I should just whack him. Oh my gosh, I can't believe they're doing this. I'm pulling out my hair. All these things, impulses comes. But when you're disciplined, when you're self-disciplined, it gives you the ability to resist. It's very important, ladies and gentlemen. Maintain focus. That's what discipline helps you to do. And see things, projects, whatever it is, through to the completion. That means you will see what you seek. That's what you can clearly see ahead of you. You will see it through to completion because you did not allow the impulses to have you step out of being disciplined. If you guys are with me, go ahead and put some ones. If you're with me, go ahead and put some ones. This is so important for us to understand how important it is to have this type of discipline. How important it is for us to be on the same page with ourselves. Now, notice what I just said. How important it is for us to be on the same page with ourselves. So somebody say to themselves, self, I owe me better. Self, I will be more in alignment with you from now on, moving forward. See, it's very important because, see, you made the decision to do or to get to wherever you desire. So then it behooves you to be patient and disciplined in that journey, not to lean to someone else and said, well, because of you threw me off track. Because of these things around me, I just couldn't get it done. Really? Really? We need to think about something as simple as this. The decision to get up in the morning and wash your face and brush your teeth. It's so innate that it's done in second nature. So what happens if you stop doing that? What is the outcome of not doing that? Washing your face and brushing your teeth. I think we all know what the outcome would look like, what the outcome may smell like. So you can't blame someone to say, well, because of you, I didn't wash my face. Because of you, I didn't brush my teeth. See, so we got to first understand that we got to be in alignment with self. So let's talk about how we improve that discipline, how we improve that self-discipline. Remember the rules of motivation. See, there are a few tips when you start talking about motivation and setting goals, right? That's why I talked about making sure that you study, making sure that you read some books, making sure that you jump on in head first to say, look, these are some of the things I need to do. Well, one of the things I tell people when it comes down to self discipline or you having discipline for yourself, right? You want to take frequent breaks when you're operating in self or in the business or in an organization you work for. Take more breaks. Self discipline is like it's like a muscle. Take frequent breaks, guys. Take frequent breaks. Self discipline is like a muscle. We can grow and improve our strength with practice. So I don't want you guys to just think, well, how do I do that? It's like a muscle. You can grow and improve it with practice. But we can also grow tired and find our ability to maintain or remain in control exhausted. And I don't know about you guys, but see, I've been there. I've gone there. I've gone there quite a lot. You get exhausted because sometimes we're told by others or some of the closest people to us that you will amount to nothing, that you are this or that you are that, or that you lack this, or you haven't done this, or you haven't done it well enough for them. And you must understand that you're not doing it for them. You're doing it for self. And as self becomes better, then being better will improve the situations around you. Come on, guys, if you're with me, put some tens in the chat. So it is like a muscle. We can grow it and improve our strength. It's very important. Grow it and improve our strength. That's just really there. I'm going to stick there for that really quick. The next thing we want to do is remove temptations and distractions. Remove temptations and distractions. We got to remove it. Like many skills, self-discipline, it is best improved with frequent practice. So we have to constantly practice. It is a learned behavior. It is a learned behavior, not an inherent ability. So don't have anyone telling you that. Please, ladies and gentlemen. The walk of life is an amazing thing when you experience things, but then not only when you experience, as you experience, you study. And the more you study and the more you experience, you start to realize that even some of what I'm studying, it's way different in the experience. So now what do I do? When I study, I'm able to take experience, put it with studies, and remove what I need from studies and apply it with experience to see what will work. I'm hoping I didn't lose you guys with that. Because we got a lot of textbook junkies around in the world today. We got a lot of individuals who jump on some videos and then they start telling you, hey, I'm a guru. Because we lack the real information of experience times study. And when we start doing these things, we'll realize that sometimes we got to remove the temptations and distractions. Because self-discipline, like I said, self-discipline, ladies and gentlemen, improves with frequent practice. It is a learned behavior, not an inherent ability. No one can tell you, I was just born like this. No, you weren't. You weren't. It is a learned behavior. And you can improve if you lack. Come on, somebody. This is what this dialogue is about. You can improve if you lack. So we can train ourselves to engage in it more often. One of the best ways to set yourself up for success is to remove the things that you find that distracts you from the work. Whatever that work may be, ladies and gentlemen, it's very important to understand that. Whatever that work may be, I'm just going to run through real quick. So when you want to improve the self-discipline, real quick, one, make time to make decisions. Just going to run through it. Make time to make decisions, right? Make time to make decisions. Decision making is one of those tasks that often fall exclusively to the individual in the front, meaning you are that individual. You're the leader. You're the one. You're leading your life. You're leading your situation. You're leading the charge. Stop depending on another. You are the leader for that situation. You said you want to be under leadership of a great leader, but you are the leader stepping under that great leadership. So you have to do what needs to be done. I'm hoping somebody is following me. So make time to make decisions. Number two, reduce the load. Reduce the load. You got to reduce some of the load. Sometimes we tend to pack on a whole lot of things, while decision making may often fall on that person, that top individual. Delegating is important too. So guess what? If you're not in an organization, you don't have a team, and you're dealing with self, guess what? You got to reduce the load so that you know that, okay, well, guess what? I got too much that I'm trying to do right this second, but I'm going to do this, this, and this, accomplish it, then move on to this, this, and this. Come on, somebody. Oh, now I multitask really well. Stop it. Stop it. The capability and study that have been shown is that the brain's operational system, the brain focuses on one effective thing at a time. Though we have the capability of doing a few things, you cannot be effective enough on 5 things to complete it the way that you can when you do one. And I promise you, if you are swift in how you operate, you will knock it down this quick. We don't have to say I'm multitasking, doing 10 things, and then you have to back up when you've made 20 steps ahead because you've made so many mistakes. Come on, somebody. I'm hoping you're following me. The third thing is practice mindful meditation. You'll always hear meditation, but here's the thing: mindful meditation. You hear people say meditate. Practice mindful meditation. Mindfulness. That mindfulness is extremely important. It's gaining that whole concept that you got to understand how mindful am I with the meditations I'm practicing. Am I practicing meditations that will lead me into the space of this training that I'm doing? Am I keeping my meditation vibration at a high level to where I'm meditating on a level of gratefulness towards this direction? I am being intentional about my meditations. I'm hoping you guys are following me. Now I'm going to give you the last one of the major 3. I said patience, I said discipline, and the third one, ladies and gentlemen, is execution. The third one is execution. Now, you know, we cannot have patience, discipline without execution. I call it P.D.E. P.D.E. We must have execution. See, people who decide that they're going to step up to win in their life, right? They lead by execution. They do anything possible to make their ideas a reality. And this also involves making hard decisions for both themselves or people around them. Very important. There's times that things happen at your organization, at your jobs, and you're saying, I cannot believe they did this. But what you don't understand, if you lack that knowledge, is that decision making wasn't an easy process. But because it has a long-term outcome, you cannot see the vision of the individual running the organization. But you will understand a lot more and a lot better if you can practice these things that we're talking about here. It's very important. You must have execution. Execution is extremely important. So in other words, leading by execution means that as a leader, you can hold individuals, you can hold themselves, and you can hold more individuals accountable for making the plans and the decisions and sticking to them. You can hold yourself accountable for making the plans and the decision and sticking to them. Execution, very important. You must be able to execute decisions within a team or your private setting framework. You must be able to make those decisions and execute. Because if you cannot, then failure will always be your portion. Patience and discipline are extremely important, but without execution, failure is a must. You heard me clearly. Some of you, well, I can't believe you will say that. Well, at what point in our life we take accountability for what it really is? You cannot do step 1 and 2 without 3. You cannot just jump to 3 without having 1 and 2. See, the process is the process. There is no getting around the process, ladies and gentlemen. So why is execution so crucial for anybody or leadership? Why? The ability to execute is one of the most important capabilities as a person or a leader can possess. See, the reason is simple. Without execution, a leader or a person never sees success for their efforts. I just said that to you guys. You never see success for your effort. That means that you will have all these efforts. You will have been patient. You would have been disciplined. But without the application, because that's what execution is, without the movement, then you would have never seen success for all your efforts. Now, I want you guys to ask yourself today, do I want to seek success for my efforts? You guys can answer that question for me. Do I want to see success for my efforts? You guys go ahead and type it up in the chat for me. Do I want to see success for my efforts? This is extremely important. Do I want to see success for my efforts? Are you guys with me out here? You got to think about it. Do I want to see success? Or am I just saying that I want it and feel comfort in saying, but not doing? Because remember, it talked about we can just talk, and talk, but we got to see the results. This is extremely important. It reflects on your environment. It reflects on your team. It reflects on anything you decide to do if you practice these principles. But if you lack practicing these principles, you will surely fail. So if you've been seeing failure a lot, ladies and gentlemen, if you've been seeing failure a lot, then I challenge you that you must practice these principles. It is extremely important because you might have seen some good outcomes, but your outcome that you're seeing, remember when I said earlier, you're constantly desiring and speaking negativity into the future of your goal that you might not even realize you're doing because you've already been so contaminated with the way you operate that you don't even think it's bad. Have you ever been around people, the minute you say something, they said, oh, that ain't gonna happen. The minute they open up a bill, oh my gosh, another bill, just more bills, more bills. They always keep coming. Have you gone to family members' homes and you've been practicing a sabbatical of being humble and easy, and the minute you get there, they're just in a rant of so much negativity? Have you seen the news? Oh my God, this is going on, that is going on. Did you see this? Did you hear about this? Did you call Cheryl? Did you do this? And you're like, oh my gosh, I just came to say hello to my auntie. What is happening here? Come on, somebody. So then we got to start saying, what is the environment we are putting ourselves into? What is the environment that we're allowing to be around us? Because your environment is going to lead you and overtake you if you continue to allow yourself to be consumed by that environment. So we got to say to ourselves, well, how do I get myself out of an environment if I can't get out of the environment? Well, see, this is why we got to go into self. Because as long as we have some space for self, even in that environment, then we can start manifesting the things that we seek to become a winner, the things that we seek to get to the level that we need to get to, the things that we seek to accomplish that which we want, the mind of a winner. That is what I'm talking about. So even in chaotic environments, we can go into a place of solitude and we can practice these things. That is the mind of a winner. The mind of a winner knows that no matter where I am, no matter what's going on around me, I will still stand my ground to who I believe I am. I know who I am. And most importantly, I know whose I am. And because I'm connected to something bigger than self, because I'm connected to this universe, because I'm connected to the creator who placed the hand over us and control all things, then I know whose I am. And if I know whose I am, and I know how powerful I am, then I know the accomplishment that I seek is already done. I just have to fall in alignment with self, the desire that I seek, so that I can break down every doors, so that I can break every chain. Has it been me who have been cursing myself with my negative self-thoughts, my negative self-doubt? Is it me who have been holding me back, but I'm saying everybody else doesn't want me to win? Because the minute I make that statement, that is a statement of shutdown. That is a statement that will allow you not to win. I can't believe this is happening in my home. She is not supporting us. She is not leaning on my side. She has a lot to say about all of my downfalls. Guess what? You're going to hear more of that because you're putting it out there. You're believing it and projecting it. And because if you understand whose you are, you will then know this universe that we live in, it was created for us and us for it. And then it gives you what you give off, what you project by the heart, and what you open up your mouth to say. So, ladies and gentlemen, I urge you this week, I urge you today, I urge you now, as you walk out into the light of the day, the rest of the week, remember, you have the mind of a winner, that you are a winner, that the things you seek is already available for you. So in order to find solution in the things that we need around us, economically, in our environment, socially, then we first have to win. And when you have minds of winners developing, that means you are rebirthed, you're reprogrammed, and you're out into the light. And light attracts light. Like minds come together, the force is even more powerful. Only then, ladies and gentlemen, the change we seek will come. So I urge you guys, let this week be taken by force because it is already done. Your desire has already set out and it accomplished that which it seek. And it is waiting on you to catch up with it. Guys, I really appreciate you all. Always appreciate you guys. Us here at the Leadership Summit, but we just really thank you guys for always tuning in, for always spending some time with us so that we too can pour into you all the things that you seek, whatever you want to hear about. Go ahead and text us, type in, write in, and just give us some of your ideas so that we can study and do the research and then come back to you with our findings. I promise you, if we practice these things, the vibrations that you give, it will create a change. Because remember, if you understand and believe in the book, that is our basic instruction. It only takes but a mustard seed. And it only takes a little bit of doubt or a little bit of possibilities for you to germinate something great or something negative. So don't you sit there and say to yourself, you cannot create change worldwide. You absolutely can. All you have to do, seek it. Believe it, act in it. Practice the patience, the discipline, and execute. So I love you guys. You guys continue to be blessed. You guys have a phenomenal, phenomenal week. And go ahead and reach out to us for anything that you guys need to know or whatever we need to speak on. I love you guys. Love you guys so much. It's your boy, Mr. Boston. See you guys next week.